Right. And not sure where my voice went that with that intro. Here in the top of the left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top of the left-hand corner of Light Shade LE. We have the Blues player coming down for the land of Hong Kong. He is the pillar of the Bermuda Triangle coming down to represent himself as he's currently teamless. He is the best player from Hong Kong. He is GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Light Shade LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player. He is red. He is the best player from the land of Malaysia. Representing Team Matexa, it is Ranger.
Alright, so best of 3, and we were mentioning this a little bit earlier on. This is really a lot more where GogojOey thrives in.
That it does. GogojOey, he is a little bit more of a player who is able to adapt to what his opponent is going for, as opposed to Miyamika, who I feel like Miyamika more kind of dictates the pace of the game and forces his opponent to play to how he does. As again, the two players, even though they are both points of the Bermuda Triangle, they do play quite differently.
Yeah, the only major consistent thing about the Bermuda Triangle is the fact that they're in a triangle. And awareness. And
Exactly.
aggression.
Yeah.
And the Demi-Shark.
There you go. Demi-Shark. It binds them all together.
I thought of it that way.
That is the constant.
Yeah. Well, I thought the concept was that he grows.
That's it, mate. That's why he's the constant. Oh god. But yeah, so far so good. Ranger, he does, deny the natural base or delay it. He does force it to be taken at the unnatural natural. So if he did opt to go for Glaive Adepts, he could deal some damage. But we do see the Stargate opener.
Yeah, definitely a big if there.
Yeah, and yeah.
Now just gonna say a bit more standard.
Yeah, just really curious to see how Ranger plays this out, because we did see in the previous game against Miyamika, he did open up with Twilight Council, going straight into Glaives. He didn't end up committing. It was on Romanticide, as we saw, but that was partly due to what Miyamika was doing. Here we do see the Stargate opening, and we'll see if he commits kind of like Beastork to double Stargate, or if he does fall back to his Twilight Council and his Glaive Adepts.
I don't really think that he's going to do that in the first game, but I don't really have anything to back that up with.
Yeah, especially because we were talking about this earlier, it's been a while since we've seen Ranger. He's always in the chat. He's always in the chat every week, cheering on like Miyamika and some of the other Southeast Asian players, but very rarely does he actually sign up and compete. So yeah, just like everyone else, I'm anticipating what he whips out.
Come on, what are we gonna see? An Oracle to start with. We're gonna see a second Oracle.
Ooh, is he gonna go full stats? He's gonna go triple Oracle?
I would hope so. But we know Ranger, he's a lot more into that Zest axis, so maybe not.
We shall see. As so far, as you said, only a single Oracle, then straight into that third base. Even keeping the Oracle for a moment at the third in case there were a couple of Lings to deny it.
You're being a little bit greedy over here. I do appreciate it quite a bit, and he is, in fact, going to be transitioning to more of a ground-based army. Twilight Council and Forge at about the same time. How many Oracles is this kill going to get? How many kills is this Oracle going to get?
I mean, he does turn around and say, oh my god!
That's actually massive. A bunch of drones, and also that queen is dancing.
The queen,
stasis.
It is. It's dancing. It's wiggling its hips right now. At the same time, adepts do shade into the natural and into the main base. These are only 2 adepts, but there's only a single queen to deal with them. So 7, 8 drones go down. My god.
That's a whole bunch, and even a couple of these other drones that were in stasis now. Out of stasis, Ranger, I thought he was gonna get those adepts out of there, but honestly, very nice damage.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well worth the life of those 2 adepts. Meanwhile, the Oracle was able to escape. At the same time, though, GogojOey, he is waddling the queens across the map, looking to try and maybe potentially end the game here. But there is a pretty decent defense. There is a shield battery. Overcharge is available.
Yeah, but the gateways aren't quite ready yet for warp in. Battery overcharge being hyper utilized. My god. Force fields and battery overcharge. Apparently all you really need sentries, am I right? But that was a beautiful corrosive vial, taking out both of the force fields of only one of them. And I think Ranger can hold, but it's going to be a very tough ask.
Yeah, my big question, and when Ion finally shows up, what the hell was the Void Ray doing? Like, it felt like we were here for a solid minute and the Void Ray was nowhere to be seen. Finally, the Void Ray does show up, but there's nothing on the ground to help out. All the probes are going down.
Just like so. Ranger getting a little bit too greedy over here. And absolutely paying the price for it. The queens are right at the front to chip away at these Void Rays. The slow lots, a little bit too slow.
Yeah, exactly. Charge not quite done. Even a shield battery being biled down. There are still three Ravagers behind this, slowly chipping away at this cybernetics core. And mate, the Lings are about to flood in. Oh god, the wall, can it hold?
They are just waiting for that force field to run out. He does not even want to waste his bios because he knows it'll run out.
And with that, the wall falls, the pylon goes down, everything gets depowered, the Immortal doesn't even finish, and now the Lings that get into the mineral line.
GG, GogojOey. Looked a little bit shaky for him dealing with Ranger's harass, but in the end, I kind of feel like he was supposed to pull the trigger, and he hit the bullseye.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, Ranger wasn't aware that the army was pushing out across the map. As a result, he wasn't ready defensively. Like, he didn't have a static defense. He wasn't warping in any units at home. He only had 2 shield batteries and like a single adept. I don't know. It looked like the Void Rays were in the main, kind of just doing their own thing. I don't know what the hell they were doing. And just like that, Joey takes game 1.
Indeed he does. Now, let's see who takes game number 2. Oh, right, I'm supposed to make a lobby.
Oh, yeah, looks like it's gonna be on Jagannatha.
Yeah, Nathan. If you prefer. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, and I'm curious as to whose map pick this was, and to what Ranger's gonna do. Again, like
Ranger's map pick.
Yeah, it was Ranger's map pick, and he's not like...
We're not doing vetoes.
Yeah, he's not like Beastlurk in that, like, I don't really expect him to go for something aggressive like a cannon rush, which we have seen from time to time on this map. I wonder what he has planned here.
I am gonna say he's gonna take a page out of Beastlurk's book, Gateway Forge.
Oh my. I hope so.
Fingers taped crossed.
Oh boy, exactly. Like, again, we're kind of used to seeing GogojOey and me Mike in the finals, and it's not like I'm opposed to that, but it'd be pretty spicy if somehow that we're able to change this week.
Yeah, he is definitely open, especially if it's Ranger, because man, it's really good to see him back. Anyway, we are going to be continuing our best of 3 lower bracket finals here on Jaga Nathan Ellie 98 point something. I was trying to go for more of the one of the upbeat radios. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the Reds player coming down from Hong Kong, the best player from Hong Kong. That's what I was thinking of. Going for a pool first. He is representing himself. He is GogojOey.
And spawning into the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player. He is blue, representing teammate Hexa, currently down 0-1, going up against that pool first. Oh boy, it is Ranger. Do you think GogojOey was watching Ranger versus Miyamika?
Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Because he had to wait a little while for his opponent.
So this is scary. We saw Mio go for the exact same thing, except go with only 4 lings across the map, and we saw Ranger be very greedy, as we see right now, not make the Zealots, even though Ranger saw it was a pull first. This time GogojOey is going for 6 lings instead. With 6 lings, he does have enough DPS to actually focus down the pylon instead of going for the workers, as Miyamika was forced to in the previous series. Oh, and this time Ranger respects it. He's actually making a Zealot.
He is a changed man, Light.
Look at that. Look at that. Over the course of like an hour, he's grown.
My God. Just like a Demi. Oh, but is it gonna be just in time? Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh,
Oh. Just in time. Oh.
Oh my God. Ranger, please. He does keep his Zealot in the wall. Doesn't get he got surrounded for a moment there every now and then, but he's so good. So good. He's safe.
Whew. Didn't lose anything over there. Not quite yet, anyway. I mean, you can look at it as, you know, making a Zealot is already kind of a loss. You would prefer to get an Adept out and not spend that 100 minerals, but on the other hand, kept him alive, so, you know. It's like if you break your hand, right? You can, or if you, no wait, if you break, like, your back, you can pay to go to a doctor, or you can.
Are you talking about Aries right now?
Your, I
Is that what you're doing?
That's my, yeah, I was trying to send a subliminal message to Aries.
Shaking my head, man. Oh God. Meanwhile, the 2 Adepts do manage to shade into the main base, but it looks like one of them will be taken out, and so far no drones have gone down. Ranger will get some scouting information, so it's not completely a loss for him, but I'm sure he would have loved to have gotten a couple more drone kills, just like in game 1.
That we... Yes. That he was hoping for. That's what I was thinking. I wanted to say that he did, but then for some reason I was like, that we shall. So yes. I was like, yeah, one of those E words. Yeah.
You got there.
Anyway, yeah. Just a little bit of a different path, but you know, it's there. Kind of like Ranger, you know, he is taking a bit of a different path to getting his Twilight Council.
Yeah, that he is. He did open up with the Stargate first into that Twilight Council, and there we go. He is not going for any upgrades. He's going for the tech.
He loves that building on this map.
There we go. Dark Shrine is on the way, but I'm a little bit concerned for him because there's a reason why I was pointing this out. GogojOey went for a very fast Evo chamber. We see why +1 melee is on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a Balian Nest and he goes for a massive Ling Bane Flood. Oh boy.
Do you think GogojOey watched the series of that Ranger played against Mio?
Oh, I mean, maybe. I guess he was waiting because he finished his game. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I know you picked up. That was pretty cool.
God damn it, Yaku. Alright, here we go. The Balian Nest is done. He is looking he is looking to commit to the Ling Bane bust. But oh boy, like he does not have any detection whatsoever. To be fair, the lair is on the way, so he will be able to get out an Overseer if he needs it. And I'm just so worried for Ranger. Ranger, he has to rely on his force fields. He has to force field and hold on here.
And he does have quite a couple of them. He, again, has really learned from his mistakes against playing... When he played against Micah. As these links are coming down, so... Where's the force field? Doesn't need it just yet because you know what? He had that Zealot.
He did have that Zealot. Meanwhile, the shield battery does go down. He does force in a couple of warp-ins across the map. Meanwhile, even though the Dark Shrine has been done for quite some time, I still didn't see any DTs.
Yeah, I imagine he's waiting for these Lings to come out of view. Might warp them in at home and then send them across the map. I don't believe he's making... Yeah, he's not making any warp prisms.
Yeah, kind of surprising, to be honest. I don't know if maybe he forgot or this is intentional because of how he saw how aggressive the Lings were being. I mean, if he clicked on the Lings now, he would see the +1 is done. Oh my god.
I mean, it's kind of hard to click on a singular Ling when they're moving about like this, but yeah, he should have an inkling. He's like, yeah, my Zealots are dying a lot quicker. Or a little bit quicker.
Yeah, a lot quicker than they really should be.
Yeah.
And we do see GogojOey is transitioning, and this is the GogojOey of old. His go-to composition, and we would see it many times against players like Pez, is Ling Bane Roach Ravager. He would max out on this and kind of just crush his Protoss opponents with it. So yeah, really interesting. Even though he did go for the early upgrades, it is to set up for the later stage of the game.
Yeah, he's still committing to +2 melee as well.
Oh yeah.
Do you think he's gonna go into ultras?
You think we're watching me and Micah? Like, what are you? That's GogojOey is not that. He's not built that way. I don't believe.
He's a little bit more Northern.
Regardless, what he's doing right now is just keeping Ranger busy at home, and meanwhile he just still hasn't really been able to utilize the DTs. Finally, they get warped in and they get waddling across the map, but across the map, like, there are already spores in every single mineral line. There's detection. It's gonna be difficult for these DTs to find some damage, but maybe they can get on top of the spore and focus it down.
Yeah, it's gonna be the hope, but there are already a couple of roaches in some of the fringe bases here. A single roach in the fringe base, and Overseer is getting morphed in as well. These DTs are gonna get a little bit of damage before they go, but I mean, 5 drones for 2 DTs, is that necessarily cost efficient? Not quite. Who needs cost efficiency though, when you can pounce on your opponent just like so from 3 different angles, forcing a recall? But even before then, so many units are gonna go down. Look at that army supply difference.
Mate, you say about like cost efficiency and all this stuff. He doesn't even need Banelings. This is just pure Ling Ravager at this point, and it's working. He didn't even need Banelings to help crush in and bust through the wall. The wall does crumble regardless, and as you said, Ranger, his army supply does plummet. He's pushing out right now, but his Immortals and Stalkers are so vulnerable to Lings. Oh my god.
I'm just at a bit of a loss right now, and trying to think of ways for Ranger to, 1, retake his bases, 2, retake map control, 3, win the game, but I'm kind of lost. I feel like he can do one of those.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Storm on the way, and he already warped in some High Templar. They're already gathering that energy, so Storms will be available, and that's going to be key in helping deal with these Lings, and Storm is finished.
But not quite landing here. Even if it did finish, I mean, there's just so many Roach Ravagers around. Lings completely surrounding this 180. I think the High Templar were completely sniped, and this Archon is going to go down before it fully morphs in. Looks like we're seeing the classic finals matchup, Light.
That was literally the most perfect surround I've seen. Like, that was beautiful.
And he did it twice.
He did do it twice.
Perfect surround twice. How does someone do that? Lightning in a bottle stuff. GG. Well played from GogojOey.
Wow.
I'm not sure I might pick that up, but I feel like that car in the background was a roar of excitement for GogojOey, because man, those surrounds.
That was textbook. That's what you want to see. As a Zerg player, I envy what GogojOey just did.
That is what That is cinematic, is what that was.
Exactly. Yeah, Ranger. God, he had maybe a chance there with those High Templar, with those storms, but like when you get surrounded like that, like what do you do? What do you storm yourself? Like, you know, like
Might as well.
Yeah, what do you do in that
Take 'em out
situation?
with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Take out Lings with me.
Oh God.
Going out and taking out Lings too.
And both times it happened, it was beautiful because he would surround with the Lings and then immediately bile into the center of the entrapped army, and that's exactly what we saw with the High Templar. They couldn't move anywhere. The biles landed, everything in the center just evaporated, and
Me and Micah in the chat. Yes, the tradition is kept alive.
Yes. Mia versus Joey, the grand finals. Oh my God!
Yes! And I am loving this. It started about last week in WC Weekly, if I'm not mistaken. But Mio, Micah, and GogojOey, they know that they face each other a lot of times, you know, and it's really hype when we see them at their best against each other, but they also know that it's kind of getting a little stale. They're switching up their races here, and GogojOey wants to play as Protoss. Mio Micah is hoping for a TBT. Here's open.
We don't know what the hell is going to happen in the finals. We'll figure it out soon. As a reminder to everyone, before we get into the finals, we will be going on a short 5-minute break. We will be,
God.
yeah.
I need to be so bad.
We'll be going on a short break. Make sure you hydrate your hydras. When we come back after this duct tape in 5 minutes, we will have the answer for you as to what races these players are going to pick.
My God, that's just suspense building.
There you go. See you soon.